Hello and welcome back to another episode of Tech and Titanium. I'm Dexter Maddox, an oral surgeon and the founder of IMvision Dental. Our mission is to assist implant surgeons in harnessing the power of innovative technology, improving efficiency, and reducing the stress of running a practice. In our ongoing series, we've been exploring our journey from WinOMS to Sensei, our new practice management software. Our goal with this series is to provide transparency, share insights, and answer your questions about this transition. Today, we're delving into a feature that we've all been incredibly excited about during our switch, and that's Sensei's all-in-one claim systems for billing insurance. The prospect of streamlining and accelerating our collections process was a significant part of our decision to transition to Sensei. But as with any change, there have been challenges as well as triumphs. We'll be discussing these as well as the current state of our billing operations with our billing specialists, Noemi and Heather. Can you share your initial impressions about the Sensei claim system for billing?
Yes. Initially, it was very difficult because we didn't have a lot of instruction when it came to the training process. It was just more of walking the patient through all the way to checkout, and nothing was done on the back end. There was miscommunication as well as the claims. We were told that the claims were going to automatically be sending. That is not the case. It actually holds in a queue that you can push for attachments, and then you would have to send out the claim yourself. So it was quite a bit difficult to follow.
We were nervous because we weren't able to send attachments if they were already pushed out, but they weren't pushed out. So we were thankful for that. But it was hard because it took us, 2-3 weeks. We basically trained ourselves on how to send a claim properly.
How did you do that training? Just through trial and error, or were there any resources available?
Trial and error. What we did was we submitted them online with the NEA attachment, and then we also printed them just in case they didn't receive them with the NEA number on there. And when they started coming back with duplicate claims, we realized that it was working electronically.
Yeah, it was a lot of calling also to Sensei, trying to figure out if somebody could help us or reaching out. A lot of it also was with NEA. So NEA was actually a good partner with us, trying to figure out the attachment process on the back end.
And NEA is our claims.
Our attachment processor, yeah, where we actually attach our x-rays, narratives, anesthesia records.
So how was the transition from WinOMS to Sensei from a billing perspective? What were the main differences that you noticed?
Well, the claims process, to me at least, it seemed quite a bit harder just because, again, we didn't have the training. We didn't know exactly how to push through the claims, and we really got stuck when it came to NEA since it wasn't communicating accurately, or we believed it wasn't communicating accurately, so it didn't flow very well.
I like it better, Sensei better, just because on WinOMS, you have to click on each line of a claim. You can't just, it's not all attached to one. With Sensei, it's all attached to one claim. So you know every single code that's processed in that. So if you forget a code, you can just delete it and resend it with all the codes on there versus WinOMS where it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it groups everything together. So even like when you're checking out, that is one of like the biggest, greatest things that I see. It already does the claim for you. So it will group it, send it. You don't even really have to think about it, which is a good aspect on that end, but sometimes it can be a bad aspect. So if you have a panel and a console and you're doing the panel at no charge, it will automatically put it together and send it as a claim. So you have to create a different code that there is no charge, that cannot attach. So there's extra steps to that. But when it comes to surgeries and not billing or having to bill everything that actually has a fee, it does pretty well.
Do you feel like it overall has been a time saver, or is it taking you as much time or taking more time compared to WinOMS?
I feel it's a time saver. Now that we've actually gotten to go through the process and see how it looks like, and we know exactly what we're doing, it goes a lot quicker, a lot smoother. And not only that, we can do it from any computer. As to before, it wasn't quite like that. We had to work on a computer that had NEA attached so we can process the claims. With Sensei, you can work from home, you can do it however, and it doesn't really give you much of a problem.
How has the claim system impacted our collections process so far?
In the beginning, it was bad because, like we said, we didn't know how to do it, so we kind of taught ourselves. But now I'm getting claims within a day to 3 days, so it's relatively quicker now how we're doing it now.
We started on the 30th of May. We didn't get anything for the first 2 weeks in June. It did impact our collections for June. We went down 10% on collections, which we're still trying to get that revenue back up, but the claims actually going and processing through. But it did impact us quite a bit in the first couple of weeks.
So you said we're about 1 to 3 days for claim return time. What was that with WinOMS, just for comparison?
It was about a week about a week to 2 weeks was what with WinOMS. So it's about average depending on the insurance companies, but like Delta Dental, things like that, it's within a day or two they come back.
So what do you think is the thing that's responsible for that increased turnaround time?
I don't know if it maybe has to do with it being cloud-based. It's a lot more, I guess it's a lot more user-friendly, electronic. We have all our payers in there. It's very few things that we actually have to drop down to paper, which actually helps us because with WinOMS, there were certain insurances that we couldn't bill and you couldn't go into the system to change it accordingly. So we had to drop to paper, snail mail, wait 7 to 10 days for it to get there. It just delay the claim process. Now, most of it is electronically, so they're getting it right as we submit it, hour on the hour the claims are going out, instead of waiting at the end of the day to do the claims, process them out. Then at the end of the day, you're already 2 days behind on your billing. This one is every 2 hours, if I'm not mistaken, or every 3 hours. It goes and sends everything through that you've already attached.
Can you share some of the challenges you have encountered with Sensei billing?
Just the fact that we had to train ourselves, and we're still training ourselves. We were told, what was it, 2 weeks ago, on how to do a certain way, and I pretty much didn't listen to them. And because I'm getting paid within a day, so why would I change it? So I've been doing it the exact same way we have been, and claims are going through. So I'm not gonna risk it and keep checking all day long to see if it went through how they tell us to do it. So.
It's just the support, really. The support is not there as much as you need it in the beginning. It takes multiple calls, multiple emails. You pretty much have to yell in order to get somebody to listen. Once you yell, then they pay attention and they want to walk you through the process. But again, some of the processes that they have, like at the very end, when you're submitting claims, you've attached everything. Then your claim attaches the NEA, and you have to wait 2 to 3 hours. It could be up to 3 hours for your claim to go out, when she can press a button and just submit it through. So instead of us sitting there and waiting and seeing if the claim really did go through, because we're not very trusting of Sensei right now, we always go back and double check. We don't have time for that. If I can submit my claim and push it through, I'm going to push it through because I'm going to get paid quickly, more faster than what I am, which is how she's getting the 1 to 2 day reimbursement.
So given your experiences so far, how do you feel like our billing operations will evolve with Sensei?
I think it's going to be much easier. Yeah. Much easier. The reporting on the back end is phenomenal. You can see what you're doing per day, what you're doing with your doctors, how much you have outstanding. It is very detailed on the back end when it comes to the reports, and just the billing process itself. It's a whole lot easier. If I don't have enough time in the day to do whatever I need to do, I could possibly take it home and work from home, or we can even use somebody like an assistant that can help us. So I think it's going to help, 1, to get the claims faster, and 2, it's even going to help us with our revenue, because if we can outsource a little bit of what we're doing, because it's so quickly with Sensei and easy, then we can also bring down our people cost.
And anybody can do it anywhere, like you said.
It's simple once you get to actually go through the process.
Yeah.
What changes would you want to see be made with Sensei billing?
For it to actually communicate properly with NEA. It really annoys me. I know that it doesn't really necessarily need to populate the whole claim into NEA or the right payers, but to me it's crucial when I'm attaching something that I can see that claim, what's on there. It's my triple checking. Is the claim correct? Am I attaching what I should be attaching? Is it going to the right payer? So that's one of the biggest things that I personally have had to get over, because it doesn't populate accurately. But from any other aspect, I think it does pretty well. Maybe some adjustment categories, because the adjustment categories are not like WinOMS. So if we need to adjust up, or if we are not billing like a procedure, we have to create a whole nother procedure, then that procedure you don't bill out. It's a lot of extra steps. If they could just fix that, but the rest of it is pretty great.
I want them movable windows, where you have a window popped up and you can move it aside so you can see what's behind it. Because I have to have 2 of them open at all times, because I have to see what I'm doing right here. Because once that screen pops up and it takes the whole screen, I can't see which procedure codes are. So move the screen. I want to be able to do that again.
All right, so if you could rate the billing systems for WinOMS and for Sensei respectively out of 10, what would be your rating for those?
Where we're at now, or from the beginning? Where we're at now, I'd say about a 7 to 8. I think there's still room for improvement in Sensei, but I'd probably say about a 7 to 8. WinOMS, I'd probably say about a 5.
I agree. I think I would give WinOMS actually a 4. It's a bit more difficult, a lot more detailed when it comes to billing. Sensei, I'd probably give it a 6. I think there's a little bit more that we can still improve upon, but it's still very friendly.
So overall, are you happy that we made the transition to Sensei?
Now that we're getting payments, yes.
Yes.
Now that claims are going through, absolutely.
Yes. Now we are okay with it.
Before,
but
no, I wanted to cry, but now it's good.
It's been a struggle.
Yeah.
Thank you, Noemi and Heather, for sharing your insights and experiences. While Sensei's all-in-one claim system offers a lot of promise, we've faced some unexpected hurdles along the way. One significant issue we've encountered is related to API communication. To put it simply, API, or Application Programming Interface, is like a messenger that enables different software systems to communicate and interact with each other. In our case, the API issues are causing challenges with how Sensei is interacting with our claim software. These issues have led to some complications, including the need for duplicating steps and even temporarily reverting back to paper claim submission. However, it's important to remember new technologies often come with growing pains, and the development team is working on resolving these issues. Despite these challenges, we remain optimistic about the potential Sensei has to improve our practice's operations. We've committed to this journey and look forward to sharing our continued progress with you. Remember, each practice's journey with new technology is going to be unique, and we hope our experiences can provide you some insight and guidance for making your own decisions. As a reminder, I'm not affiliated with CareStream in any way. I am providing honest and objective feedback about our practice's experiences. In our next video, we'll continue our exploration of Sensei. If you found this video useful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on our journey with Sensei and all things tech in the dental world. This is Dexter Maddox signing off. Stay curious, keep innovating, and I'll see you in the next video.